na na na. Family goes, oh na na na. Oh na na na. Come kick it with the Casey's. All that love and all those babies. C-A-S-C-Y. Welcome to their lives. Welcome. C-A-S-C-Y. DJ Envy and Gia, oh oh. It's time to kick it with the Casey's. You're tuned into the Casey crew.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, beautiful people.
And Happy New Year. Hopefully you started off 2025 amazingly and great. Our New Year was wonderful so far. The whole family's here. Everybody's here. Logan, Jackson, London, Madison, Andrew, Brooklyn, Peyton. I'm missing one. London. Everybody is here and we are having amazing holidays. How did you enjoy your holidays?
It's been great.
It's been great.
It's been great. It's been great because you've been home and Logan's back from college.
That's right.
So those are two things that are different because obviously you work every day. You're a very busy guy.
That's right.
You carve in time for your family, but it's nice waking up to you every day.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. I'm retired playing Monopoly again.
No, he didn't.
I think I retired 2 years ago and I'm officially retiring again now.
I'm not letting him retire.
She can say that, but I am done with playing Monopoly. I realized Monopoly is not fun. That's what I realized. It is not fun and is more stressful than being fun. Now, Logan's back there trying to show me something. He doesn't know that I don't have my contacts in, so I can't see exactly what he's saying.
What are you trying to show us?
Need to pay rent before I have late fees.
It needs to pay rent before I have a late
His rent needs to be
So
paid.
if you don't know, Logan is just like his mom, his sister. Every time they come, they always need something. What? I told you to send it to me earlier. Why didn't you send it to me earlier? Because you went to the gym. Gym will pay your rent. I told you, send it to Mercedes and then I'll have Mercedes take care of it.
All right, well, I need to do it right now.
I need to do it right now. I told him earlier, send it to me right now and I will do it. Okay, Dad.
So do we need
But now, in the middle of my podcast, he wants me to stop what I'm doing and say, whatever you want, Logie, poo-poo, and I'll do that. That's not me. That's your mother. You have to wait for an hour for me.
No, Logan's not Logie Poo Poo anymore. Okay. Because I got beef with him over Monopoly. So we're not good today.
This is why we don't play Monopoly.
He said that's why I don't play Monopoly anymore. So Monopoly is a game that we are not playing anymore.
Forget.
Yeah,
So you're not playing Monopoly anymore either?
I'm retiring.
he
Oh,
said
you're
he's
retiring too? Seriously?
I'm LeBron. He's the way.
Yeah,
He said I'm LeBron, he's D-Wade.
yeah. I'm not
serious
playing
about
anymore.
Yes, I'm not playing anymore.
So
Okay.
Monopoly really destroys families, and it can destroy families. And I really understand why.
You
Right?
can't go. Do you
What do you want?
understand? I know that you're not.
He agrees.
It's a terrible game.
Now, let me tell you about the reason, the problem about Monopoly. Do you have the third mic? Can you get the third mic right fast? Oh, you got to set it all up. Okay, so I'll pass him my mic. So we play as a family Monopoly. It's usually us three, Madison and her boyfriend, Andrew. And I realized yesterday, I don't want to play anymore. And the reason I don't want to play anymore is because there's this thing called common sense, right? And when you play Monopoly, it's you're dealing, you're trading, you're doing this. And a lot of it is also common sense and what's fair. And what I realized is my family's not fair when it comes to Monopoly. Like, they don't want to be fair. They are only fair when it benefits them. And to me, that's not the way you play Monopoly. Like, the game has to be fair. Yes, the deals could be any way that you want it. But if there is a problem or a situation to diffuse that problem or to close that problem out, you have to figure out fair ways to get to an end, right? And Logan didn't play yesterday because him and his mom was beefing. So he was kicked out. But we had an issue. We had a problem. It was 2-on-2, meaning me and Andrew didn't agree with Gia and Madison, right? So we were sitting there arguing. I wouldn't even say having a conversation. We weren't conversing. We weren't going back and forth. We were arguing for about a good 20 to 30 minutes, and arguing. And it got to the point where I was like, I'm not arguing anymore. We're not going to see eye to eye. I'm not going to buckle. Andrew's not going to buckle. Madison's not buckling. Gia's not buckling. So where are we at? We're at an impasse. So either we roll the dice to see who wins, and I'm fine with that because I'm not arguing all day long, or we're going to keep arguing. They wanted to keep arguing. I said, I ain't playing no more. Gia said she's not playing. Madison said she wasn't playing. Andrew wasn't playing anymore.
This is after we done dedicated 2 hours to the game.
So what does that mean? I'm not doing it anymore. I am not dedicating an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours to a game where there is no standard rules, right?
This is real.
And
You can't tell he's very mad.
Because
He's actually, can you hear it in his tone? He's
Because-
actually quite mad.
everybody makes up their own rules to help themselves out.
No,
and it's
that's
messed up.
you.
Hold on.
That's you.
So let's talk about it. Logan, come over here for a second. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Oh my goodness.
Really,
So,
this is what we're doing?
We're gonna break it down just for a hot second. I know a lot of you are like, what the hell? A lot of y'all play Monopoly.
Lo, you can sit. You can pull that chair out.
Gia and Madison.
Wait, hold on. Can I just, before you say anything, Rashawn is sitting here talking about what's fair and what's not fair. Fairness is very subjective, especially when you're weighing it against someone who is a sore loser. Sore losers' perspective on fairness can be quite askew. And that would be you. You were in the worst position on the board. And then we all disagreed. Then he wanted to roll for it. Of course he's going to want to roll for it because he has nowhere to go but up. Do you understand?
And this is my point.
He had nothing to lose.
Insults before getting to the bottom.
What insult? Because I said you're a sore loser?
You're a sore loser in the worst position.
Hold on, that's not an insult. That's a fact.
It's not facts.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Were you in the worst position on the board?
I was not. I was definitely not. But now let's talk about it. Madison and Gia did a deal on the Monopoly board, right? When you do a deal on the Monopoly board, you have to say what that deal means. Meaning, if I trade this card for your card, you have to pay me this much money. We also do something called passes, meaning if I land on you, I don't have to pay you for a certain amount of times. The maximum you could have passes in our game, in our family game, is 3. They did the deal where they both had monopolies, which was fine. But they did not talk about passes. There was no passes on the board, meaning you swap, I swap, we both have monopolies. Madison and Gia had monopolies. No passes were said.
He says that no passes were said. I did say passes.
Andrew,
I didn't specify how many passes. I was like, passes? She said yes, because whenever an even monopoly is swapped, we always do 3 passes. The only time that the number of passes are changed is if there are more complex components of the deal.
that is not
This
true.
was easy peasy, monopoly for monopoly. We did the swap and I said passes. He said that he did not hear the passes. I was willing to say, okay, if you didn't hear the passes, it's no problem. Not a problem. The next time around, we will swap the monopolies and then swap them back.
Now, hold on. Now, listen to this. First of all, they did not say anything about passes. I heard it and Andrew heard it.
I heard at the same time they said, so y'all ain't going to do passes after the deal was done. I heard they said that at the
That's
same
what they said.
At the same time.
Hold on, because they claimed that they didn't hear it. But it was definitely said.
It was
I believe Dad because I'm going to tell you why. Dad does that. Dad does what I do. I listen to everything y'all say just to see if I can find something to spite y'all. Like, oh, you forgot to do this. Oh, you forgot to do that.
And me and Andrew heard it at the same time. At the same time when the deal was done. So this is what these cheaters did. They said,
true.
okay, fine. We'll wait to the next go. We'll swap properties back and then swap back and add passes. How wrong is that?
That's kind of crazy.
We said
That's
the
kind of
only reason that I did that was because I didn't want to sit there and spend a half hour arguing. We said passes. They claim to have not heard it.
True.
Now, mind you, the 2 people that are claiming that they didn't hear it were 2 people that were so far behind the prospect of getting a monopoly. You just happen to not hear it. It's very suspect.
No, it's that.
But
It's not happening.
I
It
was
didn't happen.
trying to be a compliant player. I was trying to say, you claim that, let's figure a way around it. Because Logan, the key of the game, is this or is this not true, is being creative on your deals and playing checkers, not chess, seeing several moves ahead, seeing several deals ahead, which some players are able to do and some players are not. So I was just trying to be compliant and allow the game to go more smoothly. Okay, you're claiming you didn't hear it? No worries. Because at that point, I didn't really have money to put houses on my property anyway. So I said, you know what? We'll go around the board again. If you guys land on me, no biggie, no biggie. Let's just redo the deal so that we can stay within the framework of what they were proposing was the rules.
And the reason why
they had a problem with it. You know why? Because it did not benefit them. Had they been on the other end of the coin, it would have been plausible. And guess what? When they did the same exact thing a few rolls later, guess what? The same rules did not apply.
And I'm glad she said that.
Miraculously was not good for the gander.
And I'm glad she said that. And
does it make sense or does it not make sense?
And sometimes you have to let her talk to be wrong, right? So yes, it went around again. And me and Andrew did a deal. Andrew said, I'm going to give you this property and I want passes. Now, it is true. Andrew didn't specify how many passes. He didn't, right? So I said, okay, I don't have a problem with that. This is exactly what I said. How many passes are you going to give him? Because passes.
Wait, what did you just say?
I said, how many passes does he get? Because,
hold on, wait. Wait, what?
Yes.
After your deal was done.
Let me explain.
I said, but. You didn't specify the amount of passes.
Now let me break it down.
Hold on. You just made it seem as though you.
Let me finish speaking.
No. I called it.
Let me finish speaking. Now the difference with this is Gia and Madison didn't say anything about passes. Passes weren't even a question. They weren't even thought of when they did their deal. Andrew said...
According to them and the lie.
No, that is the truth.
According to the lie.
Both me and Andrew said it at the same time. And there's no way that we could say that...
Suspiciously.
And this is what happened. And this is the problem with Monopoly. I let her speak. When I try to talk, she ad-libs me like she's busting rhymes.
You're not telling the truth.
And Spliff Star.
No, because she wants to be Spliff Star. You're speaking as fact.
Even now. She wants to be Spliff Star.
I'm not. You're speaking as fact and it's not fact.
Done. So now when me and Andrew made the deal, Andrew said, yes, we'll make the deal and passes. Gia says, no, you can't have any passes because you didn't say how many. That is not true. In your deal, you didn't mention passes at all. In his deal, he said passes. So even if you want to go to the far ends of the earth and say, okay, he said passes, he can't get 3. He should get 2 because passes is plural, not 1. They didn't want to give him anything, which is absolutely positively wrong. And because of this back and forth that you're hearing right now, I will never play Monopoly again. Am I right or wrong? Now, you just heard both sides.
Hold on. Wait, before he says anything, let me ask you a question. Did you propose? Now, let me see if you're going to lie or not. Did you use that logic yesterday? Did you say, since we said passes, let's just assume, because it's plural, that it's at least 2 passes? Did you say that?
No. What I
just say yes or no.
I did not.
Just say yes. Let me speak.
I did not say that. No. Because you wanted to give him no pass.
Just stop.
Yep.
Just stop. You did not propose that. So basically, he was saying 3 passes or nothing. That is what the argument was about. Now, I'm going to leave it at this. You can't argue that we specifically did not say passes.
You didn't.
Therefore, we get none.
You didn't.
And then when the same thing happens to you and you want to argue specificity when it comes to us, but then when it happens to you, specificity doesn't exist. It doesn't work that way. Hold on. The argument, the logic that you were using was specificity. You guys didn't specifically say that you wanted passes.
Yes, he did.
But with us,
he didn't say how many, but he didn't say what passes.
Now, oh my gosh, who's cutting who off now?
But you're lying.
Oh my gosh, am I able to talk? Oh my God, he's talking all over me. God forbid. I
just caught your nose. Your nose is growing. Put your nose back in. You're lying. Go ahead, continue.
You just cut me off. That's a lie?
Go ahead.
Did you not?
You just making it stories.
Let me push it back in. It might be a little bit hard. Let me take my time.
I'm not lying. You put it in my mouth because I'm keeping moving my mouth. Okay.
Let me take my time with it.
Let me know when you're done.
I will. You'll know because I'll stop speaking. Yeah. See how that works? Yeah. You can't say, Gia, you didn't specifically reveal a detail, therefore your deal is null and void. Then when in the absence of you specifically revealing a detail, that your deal is not null and void. Point blank, period. It is apples to apples. You want to keep moving the goalpost. Oh, well, we said passes. You guys didn't say passes. I could have said freaking ducks on the ledge. It doesn't matter what we're arguing about. The argument
at its heart is specifying. You didn't specify, and I didn't specify according to you. We did, and I was being kind, and I feel like you were trying to take advantage of my kindness.
Don't say nothing yet. Just like, see, and this is when me and Logan just start laughing. Go ahead.
No. Now, Logan.
No, can I say something?
Now, using logic. Now, using logic, I want to know what you think because you claim to be so logical.
Now, Gia, hold on a second. You don't have the mic. Gia tries to be an attorney to talk over people to make them feel like they're wrong. She should have been an attorney, right? I'm gonna tell you what you should do, and I'm gonna be on you so hard that you're gonna forget the actual facts. Apples to apples is not the truth. Now, somebody, and this is why Logan is the perfect person. This is why Logan is the perfect person because he doesn't care about her bullshit and her being aggressive and talking this way.
Oh, now I'm being aggressive?
Ask Logan the truth.
I thought I was speaking very demurely.
Here's what I think.
What's this?
That was aggressive?
Here's what I think.
Hold on. And for the record, Logan wasn't there.
I wasn't there, but I could just go off of what I heard.
Let's go.
Okay.
Right? So here's what I think, right? Mm-hmm. I think that you guys did not say passes because of the fact that they both said it at the same time. And I know when like deals are being made, I know how Andrew and Dad both listen to the deals to be spiteful in case you mess up and don't say 3 passes or say money given or this and that. So I believe that you guys forgot to say passes, but I think you both thought it but didn't say it.
Now what about the deal?
Hold on, can you just let him speak, or are you just gonna just let him speak?
And in the deal,
you're just gonna let him speak. You're gonna trample all over him and just talk all over him. You're not gonna let people speak. God forbid if someone doesn't let somebody speak, right?
Go ahead.
Oh my God!
Do
you guys understand? Like in this household, when it comes to Rashawn, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. It cannot go one way, homeboy.
Well, let me tell you. So with passes are normally assumed to be 3.
Yes.
Right. So pass.
Yeah.
No,
it's not assumed if it's said. Right or wrong.
Passes.
Hold on. Let's just follow the same logic.
Yes.
It's not assumed if it is said.
And it's 3.
He said assumed, which is the opposite. Which is the opposite of if it is said. Right, guys?
If passes are said, it's assumed to be 3 unless said otherwise.
Yes.
So in that case, it should be 3 passes given to Andrew or Dad if they mentioned it in the deal.
Now watch the attack.
So that's what I heard.
So let me ask you a question.
I'm listening.
Let me ask you a question based on that, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever known me to do a deal, a straight monopoly swap, where it wasn't 3 passes with 3 passes?
Yeah, I've done.
Have you ever known me to do a deal?
Yes, because I've dealt with you and I've done passes without passes.
Passes without passes.
Yes.
Where we swap and there's no passes.
Yeah, because it
hasn't happened.
It could be playing to the position of the board where you know that you'll get paid first. Like let's say you own the yellows and everybody's on the oranges, and you make a deal. I won't do passes because I know everyone's about to hit me, including you. So I know you're going to hit me.
Then I won't do the deal with you until I go around the board and I'm
but
not.
Sometimes it may not be noticed.
It's never happened. I'm watching you now.
It has.
That's never happened.
It has.
No, it hasn't.
It happened the other day.
I would never, hold on a second. I would never, ever, 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 ever. Now tell me if I'm right or wrong. I would never do a deal that jeopardizes me.
Well,
hold on, right or wrong?
Well,
have you ever? No,
I'm gonna tell you. When we traded for I think it was the yellows. When we, what was that? I was waiting for the kick.
That's ginger ale.
That's ginger ale.
I was waiting for the kick.
She's like, I'm 21 now. I'm waiting for the kick.
When we traded the yellows for the greens, do you remember when we traded the yellows for the greens?
We paid 82 games over this vacation.
We didn't do passes. We didn't do passes for the yellows for the greens. And our time ran out. You remember? Our time ran out.
Hold on.
And I didn't do passes because I wanted the greens because everybody was on the reds. And we didn't do passes on it. And my time ran out and I couldn't build on it. And you built on yours. So when everybody hit me, including you, everybody paid 50. And I wasn't able to get houses on mine and I wasn't able to build.
So you're saying that I did a straight monopoly swap with you.
Yeah.
And intentionally didn't include passes?
I didn't include passes. I knew I wasn't going to include passes because you were coming around and I wanted you to hit me.
No, the question that I asked you is, have I ever proposed a deal where when I'm proposing the deal, where I didn't include 3 passes?
Maybe not you. Maybe not you.
Maybe not you. Maybe not you.
And as you can see, that is the reason why I am retiring and I'm not playing Monopoly anymore.
What the heck? So just kids are just walking into our podcast like, Jackson,
What's up?
you're just walking. Do you see the camera?
Oh, wait.
Say hi.
You thought we were just sitting here having like a casual conversation?
What's up?
Yeah.
Hi, Papa.
Hi.
What's up, baby?
Do you want to play Kids of Monopoly?
I'm retired.
What?
We couldn't have planned that better.
I'm not playing kids Monopoly. I'm not playing
planned
adult
that better.
Monopoly. I'm not playing online Monopoly. I'm not playing girls Monopoly.
It's not true.
I'm not playing boys Monopoly. I'm not playing left-handed Monopoly. I'm
Come
not playing
on,
right-handed Monopoly. One-handed Monopoly, cornrows Monopoly, fade Monopoly, flat top Monopoly.
Yeah, don't listen to
I'm
him.
playing
Let me ask you, Jackson.
Monopoly.
Jackson.
You know what?
Jackson.
I'll play Monopoly when you remember to bring your jacket off the bus.
Okay, let's not have that conversation. Jackson, who's the boss in this house?
Both of you guys.
Good.
That's a very diplomatic answer. I'm gonna make sure that Daddy plays. Don't worry.
Goodbye.
Yay.
Love you.
And get your jacket. Now,
Hold on a second. That was just an example of one of our points of contention when it came to Monopoly. How about the game that we played where you and Logan literally almost knocked each other's blocks off?
no, it wasn't we almost knocked each other. It's not going to be we. It's me knocking.
No. If it's going to be anything, it's going to be him knocking yours off.
Think so?
I know so.
Okay.
I mean, unless you get a weapon.
Obviously.
Unless you grab a weapon. So while they were going at each other, wait, what'd you say?
I said obviously.
Oh, unless. So they were going at each other's necks, and I whipped out my camera and started videotaping. So since you wanted to make it a topic of the podcast, I think I might just drop it in right here.
And I expect you guys to watch the monitor the time.
We did. We did the time.
We did.
We did
She
the time.
just said that y'all were
We did the
talking
time.
after the time, and Mommy just said, yeah.
No, but before when the time went off, I said we agree, and he said yes.
Then you have to roll right then and there. You can't do nothing else. You have to roll right then and there.
Last game we did that. I was you. Last game I was
You're
literally
not
you,
me.
and I complained because
You're not
Mom
me.
did that.
No, you're not me.
Yes, Mom built.
I'm not part of this. I'm just spectating. And just know y'all are being recorded.
Is fixing the heat, and I'm expecting you guys to play the right way. And now y'all talking about she just said y'all 10 seconds over. She said you're 10 seconds over.
No. The 10 seconds over was us clarifying. We
Clarifying
already
the rules.
agreed.
We already agreed on it. We agreed on the rules.
You have to roll.
Absolutely
No,
not.
he's
You
allowed
have
to
to roll
roll.
last
You
time.
have to roll at
We
10
did it
minutes.
last game. No way.
You have
If
to
the
roll
deal's done,
at
then we get to
2
build
minutes.
after. No, we did it last game.
You have to roll at 2 minutes.
I was you last
When
game.
this goes off, you have to
Absolutely
roll.
not. I was you last game. I
And
complained.
I think the only reason he's saying that is because he's
right there.
He's right there.
Absolutely.
No, I've been saying it because I've been running back and forth the whole
No,
time.
but he's allowed to. We agreed
I
before the
agree.
time went up.
I've been having a problem with the time
I'm
the
the
whole
time
time.
man.
Because I'm downstairs fixing the hot water. I expect them to play a right way. That's why I said, and y'all f***ing cheating. That's f***ed up.
Don't egg him on.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious why he's so upset.
8.
Because I've been saying it the whole time. Y'all been down here talking.
I agree with you, though. I'm not gonna front. I agree with you.
I've been saying it the whole time. Oh, it's only 2 minutes. Now it's my go. Y'all been down here talking for 10 minutes.
This is
Now it's
1200.
my turn. Your turn.
That's what we did yesterday.
Don't go on my Don't come next to me. Now let's play. Let's play. Let's play. I'm gonna cheat. Y'all want to cheat? Now you're gonna see a cheater.
Watch the bank. Watch the bank.
Did you get there?
How do we do it?
You rolled to
I
get
don't
there.
know.
Did you roll to get there? Did you roll to get there?
We have to think. Think about it. How we get to where?
I'm dealing with 4 blondes.
How we get here?
Did you just call me a blonde?
Then you landed on the yellow.
Then Mom,
Then
where'd you
just
roll?
bought the
Then
yellow.
Mom, where'd you go?
And you just put
Hold on,
house
then where'd
yellow.
Mom go?
I legitimately don't remember where the hell I was.
So where'd Mom go?
I could have been. Is there?
Andrew, where were you?
Is there?
Mom was over here at Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Mom was on Pennsylvania.
You go to jail. You go to
roll 3 doubles. That's impossible because I didn't go from here to here to here to here. I didn't go from here to here to here to here. I didn't roll 3 times. No, that's not what happened. So look, we went here. Then I built. No, it's probably not even. Is it my,
Yeah, liar.
no, the problem is.
Just like yeah, everything else you do. Good. Lie.
I'm trying to think.
I'm watching this.
I'm trying to think of. So if I rolled 10 to get to there, then I rolled 2 5s, then I rolled 4, so that's my second
I
double.
remember it wasn't 3 times.
That's my second double. So where was I before this? That's the question. Where was I before?
me.
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know?
Just visiting.
You think I was in just visiting?
I'm pretty sure you were just.
Now it's 3 rolls. Now motherfuckers believe what I have to say. This is some bullshit. You go to f***ing jail.
Absolutely
jail.
not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can prove now. I can prove now. I can prove now. Because after I got 200, mom said lucky, then mom rolled. No, she didn't. She did. Mom said didn't. No, you said lucky because I pulled up the card and you said lucky and then you rolled.
Wait, what did I say lucky about?
When I got the 200 from community chess. I was 100% on community chess. I rolled a 9. I rolled a 9.
At some point, I did say lucky that he got community
Mom
chess.
said lucky, took the dice, rolled it. And then where'd mom end up?
She did not know.
Yes, she did.
You rolled it 3.
Yes, she did.
Logan. From here to here is how many?
8.
That's 7.
7.
That's 7.
So I couldn't roll doubles.
So you roll 2 doubles. So you go again.
There you go.
You just said you had no roll doubles.
And I'm here. I'm not here, not North Carolina.
I mean, sometimes you got to tell them how you feel. And I express myself well. I don't have nothing else to say.
It was so, oh my God. It was so like, I'm treating you like someone off the street. Like, you were so disgusting to look at. See, that's the thing about Rashawn, right? He gets so in his feelings. Like, after our whole beef, I just went upstairs and we went on to watch the 4th episode of Squid Games. Like, I was cool. Like, I can separate Monopoly from real life. Everybody else in this house, not so much.
It is what it is. And I was still mad last night. That's why I wasn't really cuddling with you. I was like halfway cuddling with you last night.
Okay, now, can we be real? I was checking the temperature because I was fine. I got in on my side of the bed. See, you know what? If lying was a career, you would be really, really rich because I'm laying on my side of the bed and you got in the bed, got under the covers, and you scooch. It took about 4 scooches to get to my side of the bed. You put your arm over me, you threw your leg over me, and you kind of nuzzled your little chin into my neck. Any lies told?
No.
Then what are you talking about? You only gave me a little.
I had to force myself to that. I didn't put my crotch on you.
Your crotch was there.
It took me a
His crotch was there. His crotch was there. It took you a second because you wanted to see if your snuggle attempt was well received.
I really didn't.
You were testing the temperature.
I was because I really didn't want to do it, but I figured if I didn't do it, it's gonna be a big argument. Oh, you're gonna let this Monopoly game ruin your last night off?
No,
you gotta go back to work.
That's not what happened.
I snuggled in, but that's why I ain't playing Monopoly.
Hold on. I didn't snuggle into you. Let's just be very clear.
Yeah, you snuggled
into
you
me.
You was wrong.
And I accepted
so that was your way of apologizing.
I accepted the snuggle.
Whatever.
Okay. And your crotch was there. I poked it out. I felt it. It was there. Don't lie. You were checking my temperature to make sure that I wasn't mad at you.
You were checking my temperature to make sure I wasn't mad at you.
I was checking the temperature just to see like how many scooches you were going to take before you got to me. And how it kind of felt, how you melted. I could feel the smile and the thank you, baby Jesus, that this was well received in your energy. I felt it in your energy.
Well, all I know is I am done.
You're not done. After this podcast is over, we're going to be playing another game of Monopoly. I'm not going to let you ruin the kids' holiday because Logan is still here.
He's not playing either. He's
Logan definitely
to, the basketball game tonight. But can we get to the email of the week?
Let's get to the email of the week.
If you don't know what to do or think, put it in a letter, just send it. We'll read it in the email of the week. The email of the week.
All right, let's get to the email of the week. Hi, Gia. Girl, I feel like me and you relate in life so much. Hey, Envy, I think you're dope too. But I really need help. So here's my situation. My husband and I have been together for 17 years. A little background for y'all. I met Cam when we started middle school, so I've known him for like 21 years. We've been boyfriend and girlfriend in the 6th grade, but it wasn't serious, but we stayed friends through middle school and high school and didn't become official until our senior year in high school. This may sound crazy, but I always knew he was the person in my life, my soulmate. He has been my partner in life, my first kiss, my first everything. I haven't given myself to anyone else, and I don't want to. Our sex life is great. He also makes me feel like $1,000,000. He loves on me 24/7, always shows me affection and attention. We have 2 kids together. Our son is 10. Our daughter is 3. He is a great daddy. We both work hard for our kids. But recently, I got some devastating news. So I got a message on IG saying that he was going to have a baby with someone else. I confronted him about it. And what did he do? Deny. And then she put in parentheses, I'm a loyal listener. I like that. Deny. But finally, the truth has come out, and there's a possibility this could be true. I am so heartbroken, not only for me, but for my kids too. I am hurt, embarrassed by everything. I honestly want to take us four and just go hide so we don't have to deal with this. I can't believe this is happening to our family. He says if it's true, he wants nothing to do with this baby. He wants to sign over the rights or even pay child support and not see or take care of the baby. I don't know how to feel. I am so lost and hurt. I haven't told no one. I know eventually this will get around, and I honestly don't know what I'm going to say or do. Am I crazy for sticking this out, or do I leave to show my kids strength? I just don't know what to do. Our kids just see us loving each other. They will be so shocked if they know the truth, and I'm so lost. I honestly need some advice. Do I stay in this 17-year relationship, or do I walk away? He is my best friend. I feel hurt, betrayed, and I just can't believe this is happening to us. We have been one for so long. I just want this nightmare to end. Sincerely, your number one fan.
Aw. I feel as though I needed a little bit more information in that email.
I agree.
I didn't hear the part where he admitted it. Clearly, he did it because he said that he doesn't want to have anything to do with the outcome of this infidelity. But I didn't hear what the admission process was like. I didn't hear what the explanation was, why he said he cheated. Not that that would excuse anything,
Make things better.
but it helps to inform your decision about how you want to proceed forward, especially if you're on the fence. I didn't hear anything about what attempts he proposes to make or that he's already made to make things right. I didn't hear anything about like the future plans. I didn't hear a bulk of what I would need to hear to have an opinion, because all of those things matter. Sometimes people do make mistakes. Well, excuse me, not a mistake. Sometimes people make bad decisions, and the answer and how you want to move forward isn't always cut and dry. It's not always black and white. A lot of times, the details, the feelings, the history, explanation, words, that helps a person come to a conclusion if they don't know what they want to do immediately. And I don't know where this man stands. Clearly, the only thing that I can get from the email is that he wants to remain in the relationship because he's saying he wants to have nothing to do with that situation. But I would want to know why he's choosing, I use the word choose, kind of loosely, because does he really have a choice? But if you're willing to stay, then yes, I guess that would be his choice. Why he's choosing to stay if you will have him. And why did he do it? Is there anything about you or your contribution to the marriage that led him in that direction? Have you cheated in the past? There's just not enough information for me to really have an opinion yet.
Well, she did say she was his everything, meaning her first when it comes to everything. So it doesn't seem like she cheated. But when I say need more information, I'm kind of with Gia, like what happened? Was it a one night stand? Was he out
Exactly.
drunk? Was it a relationship? And all those things matter. The fact that he wants nothing to do with the child, if it is his, tells me that it's something that was fast and probably does not care about. Men cheat and men have, children on their women. It happens. You hear about it happening. But for the fact that the man does not want anything to do with it and says, hey, I will sign my rights away, kind of tells me that could have been a fast situation, something, or one night off, or he flew to here and this is what it was and this is how it happened. Now, as far as you feeling embarrassed, I would tell you this. It is fucked up. And yeah, I get why you feel embarrassed, but this is your decision at the end of the day. Nobody, not me, not Gia, not your friend, not your mother, not your father, not your BFF, not anybody can put themselves in your shoes, because only you can realize and feel what you want to do. Forgiveness is something that some people can do and that some people don't want to do, or people can forgive and say, hey, I want to move on. So if you decide that you want to stay, that's your decision. You don't have to bank that off of anybody else. You don't have to get approval from your mother. You don't have to get approval from your friend. If you decide you want to leave, same thing. You don't have to get approval from anybody. This is your life at the end of the day. Your kids, absolutely positively, regardless of what happens, this will hurt your family, right? This is not something that you can say, well, I'm going to stay and we're going to keep it under the rug. It's not going to be under the rug because whoever this lady is who contacted you, obviously she wanted you to know for a reason. She wanted you to know because she wanted to stir the pot. Because if she didn't, she would be dealing with him directly. So these are the things that you have to deal with. So like he has said, there's some things in there for me to give a complete breakdown that is just not there. It seems like he is very sorry, that he wants to move on, that he wants to work on it, but I don't know that either because you haven't gave us that information as well.
Yeah. Do you feel confident that he would not ever do it again? You know, it's just those details that really inform, that would really inform my opinion, you know? Like, did you, after this situation has, however it's gone down, caused you to feel as though you can still trust him? Because if you can't trust him, then yes, that's a deal breaker. But I'm going to tell you a feeling I get from the email. I feel like you want to stay, but somehow you just feel, you feel as though you need permission to stay.
I feel like she feels embarrassed and feels like she's been made of a fool.
And that's what I'm getting at.
She has to make the decision based on herself and fuck every other feeling.
Because she did say that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that she just wants like the 4 of them to go somewhere and hide. She didn't say the 3 of them, her and her 2 children. She said the 4 of them, which means to me that in your mind, you're still seeing the 4 of you as a unit, as though, you know, we're going to get through this together, or we're going to hide together, but whichever way, we're going to deal with this together. So I feel as though you may or may not be admitting this to yourself, but I feel as though you've already made up your mind, but you feel as though you just need some type of permission, some type of emotional or mental permission to stay so that you can be all right with yourself to make that decision to stay. The whole embarrassment thing, this is something that I've said in podcasts prior. And if you always listen, then you've heard me say it. You cannot bear the responsibility or the burden of someone else's decision. That was not your decision. That was not your burden. You should not suffer an ounce of embarrassment. Everybody wants to have as close to a perfect relationship as they possibly can, but nobody achieves perfection. That is something that people chase that you are never, ever, ever going to get. And what hurts a lot of people is that they don't want to run the risk of being seen as a failure or their family being perceived as a failure. Like we put all this into it and at the end, we're not together. Because for most people, it's not a good look and it doesn't feel right. And that translates into embarrassment. But we're all human. We're all in this life together. We've all either been victims of other people's bad decisions, made bad decisions ourselves, or know people that are close to us, our family members, our closest friends, our parents, whatever, be the victims of bad decisions or have made those bad decisions themselves. We've all seen people's lives fall apart or have to suffer some type of, relationship or family tragedy. You cannot feel as though you're on an island by yourself. This is something that more people that I know have experienced than not. So embarrassment, no, you're more so fitting into the norm. So don't feel as though you're on an island by yourself and as though no one's going to be able to relate or no one's going to be able to understand you. And it happens to people across all walks of life. Mm-hmm. You are not by yourself. People can relate to you. There is no embarrassment because the vast majority of people will understand. So don't feel that way. And especially considering it was not your decision. That's his cross to bear. That's his responsibility. That's his burden. That's his embarrassment. It was done to you, not by you.
That's right.
Victims shouldn't feel embarrassed. So there's that. But I would love for you to write us an email back. And Benz, do we have her email?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to email you back. I want an email with more details so that we can revisit this again and talk about it a little bit more.
And what Gia said is absolutely the reason why we started this podcast. And is the reason why we started, when we wrote the book, was because it was, whenever Gia and I go through something, we like to put it on display. And not because we want everybody in our business, because it actually makes it worse at times. But we just wanted to show people that everything is not perfect. Everything is not perfection. Everybody goes through similar things, but it's how we deal with it. And sometimes when you're going through the things that you're going through, you think that you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And the reason we wanted to do it is, maybe, look at some of the ways that we handle our problems and our differences, and maybe that it could help you. Maybe if we see somebody handle their differences and their problems a little different, we use a little bit of what they do. Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to figure out, and we know that we're not perfect. So, if you can give us more details, and we'll try to come back to it next podcast, and hopefully we'll have all the details and we could break it down a little better. But we wish you the best of luck. Like Gia said, don't be embarrassed because you're the victim, and it is fucked up that it happened. And whatever you want to do at the end of the day, you don't need permission from anybody. This is your decision, your life, your family. And if they're your real friends and your real family, they're going to stand by the decisions that you make.
And I have to say one more thing. When you do get to a point that you tell your friends and your family, you have to own it. You have to own that that is what happened to you and that that's what happened in your life. And don't be squeamish about it. Don't be shy about it. Don't lie about it. Don't try to adjust the facts so it doesn't seem as bad as it actually was. Yeah, this happened. This is what he did. We're either trying to work through it or we're not trying to work through it. I welcome your feedback and your opinions or your guidance, your advice, or I don't. This is something that we're dealing with amongst ourselves, and I really don't want to talk any further with anybody else about it. So if you have, thoughts, feelings, emotions about it, please keep it to yourself. Own it. And make sure that you let your loved ones know what you require from them or what your boundaries are. But you can't live in a space where you're beholden to other people, because that will allow life to annihilate you. You have to own yourself. You have to own your decisions. You have to own your life. You take accountability for it. And that is it. You have to be strong, because doing anything else, just imagine what that looks like. It's just like a fearful position, and that's not going to serve you. So.
All right. That was Benz that you just see just walked in front of the camera. All right.
She didn't?
No. Okay. Now, what I also want to say is you can email us, thekcrew@gmail.com, THEEKCrew@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, we would love to get them on. Now, also, we want to say thank you guys for all the support. We posted some family pictures and family photos and video, and we actually announced our new book that's coming out next year.
Yes.
It's called Real Life, Real Family. Now, we have 6 kids, so we talk about how difficult it is to raise these kids, how difficult it is, and some of the things and steps that we do to make sure that we are a strong knit family, even after we beef in Monopoly. So we talk about a little bit of everything. Of course, if you don't know, if you're just joining the podcast, we have a 23-year-old, we have a now 21-year-old, we have, I was about to say 16-year-old. No, we have 11 to 10, a 8, and a 3-year-old. And we just talk about how we raise them, what we do, how we keep our family together, and the traditions and the things that we have to make sure and hope that our kids will continue to do it with their kids and our grandkids when we have them, and our great grandkids and all that. So
yeah, for us, it's just about creating a legacy. And for us, it's not a legacy built on finances, but a legacy of love.
That's right.
Like we teach our children how to love, and we serve as examples to them. And it's so nice to see that the way that we raise them, it goes into this this cyclical life where it's feeding us back. It's like we see how they treat each other. We see how they treat people outside of the house. We see how they treat us. And, we've always said that there's a magic in our household, and anyone that comes here to visit, they feel it. It's almost infectious because there's so much love. There's always jokes. There's always laughter. There's so much support, and we're all each other's soft place to land. And we really just wanted to share all of that with you guys because I hope that your homes look and feel like that.
That's right.
We want that for everyone. So in this book, we break down, and it's kind of like in hindsight, because we've been parents for 23 years now. So we didn't know everything coming out the gate. So a lot of it has been trial and error. Our older kids were in a lot of fashions guinea pigs, in a sense, where if we made mistakes with them, then we knew how to course correct and not make those same mistakes with our younger children. And it's really, truly a beautiful thing. Like our family, our home, and by our home, I don't mean our house, but our home, meaning our hearts, the degree to which we're so tight knitted. That's the most valuable thing in my life. And that's what brings me the most happiness. And in my private thoughts, I always feel as though, like, God, I wish this for other people. I just wish that other people could experience the love that truly lives in this household. So that was a big part of the reason why we wrote this particular book, because based off of the success of Real Life, Real Love, we had a few options, a few different directions that we could have gone to for book number 2. But, when we lay in bed together at night, we decided that we really wanted to write a book on family, because what's more important than that in life? So we hope that you guys pre-order.
Yeah, so get out there, pre-order the book.
Yes.
And we can't wait for you guys to get it. We will be going on tour, so hopefully we go to a city near you. And we're just going to be talking about raising our kids. And like she said, the biggest compliment that we have is when our kids go to somebody else's house and the parent will call and say, hey, what are you doing with your kids? They're so polite. They're so nice. They're so loving. My daughter was having a problem with this, and your son or your daughter helped them out so much. And my son needed help with this. Or when somebody comes in and says, what I see on Instagram and what I see on social media is actually here. When our kids pop in and out the camera, I know it's fun and it's jokes, but that's how they really are. Like, they are loving. The fact that Logan, who was just here, is 21 years old and is still a mama's boy, still calls his mom when he meets a girl, still calls his mom when he goes to the club, still calls his mom when he's having problems. And they can be beefing and bickering and arguing, but no matter what, he's going to call his mom. And those are some of the things that we can't replace and that we can't change. Same thing with Jackson. If there's an issue or problem, he's going to call mom. Same thing with all our kids. The only kids that's not calling me is Peyton, and she just, it is what it is with Peyton. But regardless of it, but that's the book. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. And we can, explain and break down some of what we do as far as parents and the way that we parent. So if you haven't pre-order the book. It's Real Life, Real Family by Gia Casey and DJ Envy on Abrams Books. So I can't wait for you to see it. And also, we did a New Year's Day or New Year's photo shoot, which we were all in white, which Gia put the whole photo shoot together. Now, I got to tell you about this photo shoot. So when Gia does these photo shoots, I don't know if you know.
These photo shoots?
Yeah, with these photo shoots. I would say 99% or 95% of the time, we don't have a stylist, right?
We've only ever had a stylist once.
That's what I said, 95, 99%. Mm-hmm. So Gia found all these clothes all over Amazon, put it in her cart. She told Madison, put the credit card in and buy it. For some reason, Madison never pressed send. So now she's expecting all these clothes to be in packages.
It wasn't just Amazon. It was like all over the place.
I mean, all over line.
Yeah.
So we're expecting these clothes to come so we could do the photo shoot. Gia says, hey, babe, have you seen these boxes? Because at the same time, it's Christmas. So we're getting Christmas gifts and all types of stuff. I say, I haven't seen none of that stuff. So now the photo shoot is Tuesday. And Monday, we realized that none of the clothes came. right? So Monday morning, Gia says, we don't have none of the clothes and we're supposed to shoot this on Tuesday.
The only thing that we had was the white fur coats
That's what we
that
had was the white
I had
furs.
already gotten, but the clothing, the outfits that were going to be worn with the fur coats never came.
White jeans, white t-shirts, all that
White turtlenecks, white shoes, white sneakers,
all
white
that
everything.
in winter. So it just so happened my one of my best friends, Mercedes Walker, was meeting me after her gym appointment. So if there is any pictures of, it looks like DJ Envy and Mercedes running around looking like crackheads, it's true. So let me explain to you. I had on shorts and a hoodie, right? Now mine was 20 degrees. Mercedes, who just left the gym, had on, they weren't even shorts. Like if they would have been an inch up, you would have seen everything. Like she just left the gym. Right? She had a Brooklyn Nets t-shirt on that was like Peyton size and a trench coat.
A trench coat.
A trench coat.
A trench coat, Ben?
I swear, a trench coat.
A trench coat.
She had high black socks.
All he said was, when he got home, was, yo, I'm not going to lie, Mercedes looked crazy. That's all I could tell you.
She had high black socks. And sneakers.
High black socks.
I swear to God, I can't make this up, right? So now,
like men's Nike socks? You had it pulled up? Okay.
So that's how she looked.
Okay.
Right?
What color was the trench coat? Just
brown.
Fill my
brown,
imagination.
Right? Or black. Oh, gray.
Okay.
Gray trench coat. So she wasn't matching. It wasn't like it was all coordinated. So Ben goes, boss, I can't go with you. I look crazy. So what do I say? You don't look crazy.
You look fine.
Right?
Well, we just going here, there, and there.
So we wound up going to the mall, and I swear we must have went to at least 22 stores. No lie, 22 stores. Right? And I didn't realize it until people started looking at us. Because it wasn't like, they're like, hey, how you doing? They're looking like looking us up and down. And then it got to the point I realized, like, I'm like, oh, we look great. We look crazy. We look like, now we're buying all this stuff. So I'm like, how are they looking at us right now? Right? So we like, F it, I don't care. So
this was day of.
Yeah.
This is the day of the photo shoot.
Right? So Ben's is like, I don't care. And we're going from everywhere from Zara to Bloomingdale's to Neiman Marcus to Oshkosh Bagosh. We're going everywhere looking for everything white. Right? You name it. Levi's, you name it. And we look crazy. So if there's a picture out there, that's what that day was. But I fuck with Ben's because Ben's, I would have tapped that a long time ago. I'd have been like, yo, boss, you got to buy me a sweatsuit in one of these stores because I'm not walking around the mall like this. But I will say, Ben's got the typical Ben's. And this is why I know Ben's is just a little too comfortable. Ben's like, boss, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, you want to eat here? She was like, yeah. So now, the two looking crackheads is eating in the middle of the mall, right? Gia calls me and was like, what you doing, babe? I'm like, we're eating. She's like, you eating at the mall? Now, mind you, there's a bunch of malls. There's the nice malls and the regular malls and the hood malls. We're not at the nice mall at this time. We at kind of the hood mall.
So I was like, wait, you're in the food court?
She goes, you in the food court? I'm like, yeah. She's like, who you with? You got security? I'm like, me and Ben's. Gia goes, you got your gun on you?
I was like, yo, you got your gun?
I'm like, nope. Me and Ben's been to the gym. We good, right? But that's how bad we look. Like, it was bad. And we went early. So we went at like 9:30. Nobody was there. Then we were there so long, it was like 12:30.
People started trickling in.
Everybody was there. Like, when I say everybody. It got to the point when I started paying for stuff, I had to tell somebody, look, we just left the mall. We just left the gym. Like, don't look at us crazy. Like, I had to say that. But I'm just telling you that I had to go out and get everything white. So I am actually the person that did that photo shoot. Right?
No, I told you what to get and you got it.
See, she wants all the credit. But we got everything and we did the photo shoot. So now let me tell you what happened with the photo shoot. So we had this plan to do the photo shoot, right? Or maybe we didn't have the plan to do the photo shoot. Gia wanted to do it one place. I wanted to do it someplace else. S-Dot wanted to do it someplace else. By the time everybody got ready and S-Dot got the lights and everything, what time was it?
1 a.m.
1 a.m. 1 a.m.
Because remember, they were shopping for the greater portion of the earlier part of the day.
Correct. So we started taking pictures at about 1 a.m. Figured out we really didn't like the pictures at first where we wanted them. So we said, let's move over here. At that point, the boss of the family said, fuck y'all, I'm not taking any more pictures. That was Peyton. Peyton said, I don't give a fuck what y'all do. I'm not taking no pictures with y'all. Middle finger, fuck that. She was Tupac with it.
Actually, what she said was, "It's my sleepy time."
She was right.
She said, "Look, right out this window." She said, "It's dark. It's time for me to go to bed. It's bedtime."
Yeah, and she was on it.
Oh
So
my
she
God.
fell asleep.
So I was like, all right, let me put you to sleep. So I sat there, I put her to sleep, and I grabbed, there's a little ottoman right there. It's out of the frame. You can't see it, but our living room is right here. And I took one of the ottomans out of the living room because the piano bench was a little too hard and a little too short to put her on. So I moved the piano bench and I put the ottoman there in front of the piano. And I just laid her there and tucked her little hand. And she slept for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we didn't finish shooting until 5 a.m.
Yeah.
5 a.m. was a shot, and it was the best because Peyton didn't move. We didn't have to say, do this, do that. You want candy? You want a toy? You want this? You want that? There's none of that.
We didn't have to bribe her.
We didn't have to bribe her. So that's how the photo shoot came out. And we do that photo shoot because we like to actually put them up against each other each and every year, just to see how each kid is growing and how everybody changes. Yeah. And hopefully our kids do the same thing when they have families and, you know, they get married and have kids, because it's something that you want to remember. Like, you know, I just wish I would have had a Christmas photo shoot every year where I could be like, this was my family. This is where I looked at 3. This is where I looked at 8. This is where I looked at 9. And then you also see the trends of how things change, whether it's the white leathers and the white motorcycle jackets to the gowns to what shoes you wore at that point, the haircuts and all that. You get to see all of that. So it's pretty cool. And we appreciate all you guys for leaving comments, for supporting, for liking, for forwarding. We really, really appreciate that. And hopefully you guys will do that with your family, because those are memories that you can never take away.
So there was a post that we put up where it's like a slow motion video of like a still, in a sense, where we're all in position where we're going to take our pictures, and the camera just slowly glides over each of us. So I told Estat that I wanted to do that. And it's always like, why? Like what? Like, what are we doing this for? He's laughing right now.
Because it's 5 in the morning.
It's like I get so much pushback on my ideas.
It's 5 in the morning.
They call them Gia's crazy ideas. What?
We was tired. At that point, he just wants to smoke and go home.
No, but it could have been 4:00 in the afternoon, and Estat would be like, well, why? Like, what do you want to do with? Like, what do you? I'm like, listen, I have a vision. I have an idea. Just do it. Just do what I'm asking you to do. Please, just do it. You will see at the end. And he did it. He panned over all of us, and then he sent it to me. You didn't even say anything when you sent it. You just say, you're like, I sent it. Like, you didn't even say, oh, this looks good. You just, I sent it. So then I had the idea. I told Rashawn, I was like, this video looks so hard. Like, we need the right song to go with it. Like, and I was like, I have an idea. So we went back and forth with the idea. And then we came up with the perfect song. And then when we put it together and Estat saw it, Estat was like, yo, I'm never going to doubt you again. Anything you say, I'm with it. I'm going to do it. What'd you say?
I felt like I say that all the time.
He says that all the time with my ideas. But it came out so good. And, you know, it's just, for me, the photos and the videos, like Rashawn said, it's just something. The main reason that we do it is because you just want to be able to go back and look at and chronicle your family. Like all the memories, all the times, all the traditions, all the fun that you've had, all the love that you've shared, just coming together as a unit, which is why I started with the whole family matching and everything. For me, it's just how I pour into my family to show them that they're loved. Because as you saw that day, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. So doing that for me is part of how I love them. So going back and being able to see that over the years, and not for nothing, that's why I love Instagram. Even though I don't spend as much time on it as I used to, just because I'm so busy, I love that you have this chronicle of all of the important, well, not all of them, but many, many, many of the important times in your life in a chronological order where you could just go back and see them and witness. So I always say to them, I hope this app never dies or it never explodes or, you know, goes bye-bye, because to be able to go back into your photo reel and find all of that would be so difficult.
That's right.
So we're grateful to all of you guys who watched and who liked and who support us every
Absolutely.
year. We
Thank you
love
guys so much. And Happy New Year.
Yes.
And again, if you guys want to email us, you can.
You made such a big to-do about my lateness in 2024. I get no kudos
I was about to.
for my behavior.
I was saying Happy New Year. So as I was
so you're
saying,
telling them to email you.
email
Okay,
us.
don't tell me that you were about to.
gmail.com. TheKCCrew@gmail.com. And Happy New Year. You know, the last podcast I was talking about Gia being late, and she started the new year off on time. So this podcast, she was actually downstairs sitting down before the lights were actually set up. So we have to give Gia her kudos and say, so far, so great. And we appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Now,
Just one little acknowledgement
That's
for my
all.
efforts.
all right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
That was another edition of the KC Crew.
Toodles.
Everything must be said out loud. You must ask for your rent. You must ask for the money when you pass go. You must pay attention. Exceptions, using the bathroom. Dealing with the children. Leaving the table for any necessary deed. Banker, inventory must always be visible to all players. Each player only has 2 minutes for their turn. Includes time it takes to make deals, add houses, mortgage, unmortgaged properties, collect rent, purchase properties, and roll. The die must be thrown as soon as the timer goes off. Otherwise, players lose their turn and has to pay a fine of $100. Passes are tied to the properties of the original deal in which they are generated. The number of passes must be stated and is a maximum of 3. Must be respectful of one another. Do not yell. Do not speak over each other. Leaving the game. If you agree to play the game, you must play the game in its entirety. Exceptions, if you did not acquire a property card and there are no longer any in the bank. Lastly, at the end of the day, the tiebreaker goes to Dad. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You're gonna get the highest. 12. Told you. Oh! Yeah!
Go get used to it.
Yeah!